Ooh, that camera's kind of bad. It'll do. Another camera angle ain't that good. Anyways, hello. This is McD the Beast. This is McD Sports 4 coming to you today. With the recap of the Ohio State Minnesota game that just ended here about 2 minutes ago. And also the rest of the games here this Thursday night. College football is back. We're excited here. Before I continue, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Please subscribe to your channel. Greatly appreciate if you do that. Really try and grow the channel. We do have a 500 subscriber goal by the end of the year. So go ahead and hit that subscriber button. If you're new to the channel, you will not regret it. So you look at this game, Ohio State, Minnesota. It was a good game. I mean, let's not fool ourselves here. It was a good game. I know the scoreboard, Ohio State did win 45-31. They did cover the spread. We took out 14. They covered that 14-point spread technically. But it was a good game. I mean, it was back and forth. Minnesota was up 14-10 at halftime. But it was, I mean, at the end of the day, this game came down to a few things. I'm going to just go from the start of the game to the end of the game. I have a bunch of notes right here, as you can see. So I'm just gonna go through the game here. A lot of takeaways from this game. First of all, I'm going to start off with Ohio State. C.J. Stroud, he's going to be fine. I know he struggled some throughout this game. He was a bit inconsistent at times, but he's going to be fine. He played well when he counted, especially that second half. You look at Master Teague. I like Master Teague. I like all the running backs on Ohio State, including Henderson and Williams. I mean, Williams went ahead. The fullback just basically coasted right down the sideline for a 72-yard touchdown for the first score of the game. Look at Minnesota. We know what Minnesota does. They love running the ball. They love sucking off time, off the clock, and they did that. They did exactly what everybody thought they were going to do. They had a nice few big plays. I look at Minnesota offensively. Taron Morgan did not have his best game. I actually thought he was pretty much mediocre throughout the game. But at the end, he did make enough plays to at least keep Minnesota in this game. Um, you look at PJ Fleck. My opinion about PJ Fleck is he needs his type of guys like this Minnesota team. I don't think he's a big time head coach, but I think if he has his type of players, he can win. You look at some of the decisions he made. I mean, going for a 4th and 1 at your own 25. What a gusty call that was, and it turned out to be a big gain and a big momentum booster for Minnesota as they went ahead and jumped out 17-14. If not 17-14, 21-17 if I'm not mistaken. Um, or was it 14-10? I believe it was 14-10. It was in the first half. Yeah, it was in the first half. Here because this is my first half notes. But what a gusty call by him. I would not have done that. Give him credit. Look at Minnesota's defense. This defense is not much improved. They got caught with their pants down several times, in my opinion. Minnesota's defense, including that final dagger play, they got caught with their pants down on that. They got caught with their pants down on the Williams 72-yard touchdown. There was another play. It was one play, a touchdown as well on one of the drives for Ohio State. Chris Olive or Chris Alave, that guy's gonna be a problem. That guy's really good. He caught Minnesota with their pants down several times as well. So I mean, this it's gonna go as far as it can. Minnesota's gonna go as far as their defense will take them. Offensively, they can suck off time. They can go ahead and score 31 points like they did tonight. But defensively, I don't think this defense is good. I think it's a lot of the same defense from last season, and I predicted Minnesota go 6-6. I'll admit they look better than a 6-6 team, but this team, Minnesota, yeah, they have Wisconsin and Nebraska. They'll be in those games as well. I don't know if they're going to win those games. Those games are later on in the season, but I mean, if you had tell me at neutral site field, I don't think they're beating those teams because I don't trust this defense. I said during the offseason this defense isn't good, and it proved tonight. This defense got caught with their pants down several times. A few other things that I have here in my notes. Um, let's see. Uh, that was Gant. He had a bad roughing passer call, sort of like last week with Nebraska if I remember with Caleb Tanner. Bad roughing the passer call or an interception. It came back. Minnesota end up I forget if they end up getting a field goal or a touchdown there, but overall, Ohio State kind of had two daggers. The first one was the fumble. That's just throwing the left tackle. That's not on Tanner Morgan. A lot of quarterbacks are fumbling that ball on those blindside hits there. And it's just unfortunate. It was a scoop and score. Zach Harrison got to the quarterback there. But and another thing about Morgan Tanner that I would criticize as well is they want to in the shotgun formation. Minnesota they run a lot of read options. I wish Tanner Morgan you would just taken the ball and just rush down the field. I mean, he has so many good looks, and he just ended up handing it off to the running back, and he decided to do that, and the running back was maybe picking up 3 yards at that, maybe. A lot of it was probably only 2 yards. I mean, in my opinion, I think if Tanner Morgan would have just kept the ball and went, Minnesota probably would have done better this game than what they did. But the good news, if you're Minnesota, is I definitely think you're better than what some people think. Like I did, I thought you were a 6-6 team. You're definitely better than that. Um, I don't know who you get next week. I know you get Colorado in the non-conference schedule. I would think you will win that game, even though I did say in my preseason predictions that Colorado was going to beat you. But we'll see what we get in Colorado this Saturday when they play. But overall, you look at Minnesota. Here, I'll tell you who they have here. They have Miami of Ohio, so hopefully you can beat Miami of Ohio. They have Cincinnati this week. They'll probably losing that, but hopefully you could go ahead and beat them at Ohio State. Obviously, they have Oregon. Ohio State has to play better earlier if they want to beat Oregon. If they come out, they were kind of they were kind of lackadaisical in that first half. If they come out like that, again in the first half, I don't know if the score is just going to be 14-10. It might be another touchdown too on the board for the opponent, which is Oregon. So I do think that Ohio State will be fine. But they got the win. They covered 45-31. Pretty good game overall. And it was a good game. I mean, I know the scoreboard might not show if you didn't watch the game, but it was a good game. It went back and forth. Minnesota was in that game to the final, like 3 minutes. But let's talk about the other games. I'll talk about the games that already finished here, and then I'll take any things in the live chat. Uh, there's 4 games still going on right now. I'll talk about those later. We're going to kick off with Western Kentucky being UT Martin 59-21. Good win for Western Kentucky. I didn't watch any of this, but Western Kentucky, I know they have a coach that's supposed to be very good offensive mind. They hung 59 on UT Martin. It's going to be interesting to see what they do in the Conference USA. Coastal Carolina, they went ahead and beat the Citadel 52-14. This game was over at halftime. Coastal Carolina basically did whatever they wanted. I watched some highlights of this game. They did whatever they wanted. Ball State, they beat Western Illinois 31-21. Good win for Ball State. Good job for them going 1-0. I don't know much about Western Illinois, but Ball State, a team that I'm actually kind of high on in the MAC. Probably a bit of an underwhelming performance. I'll admit I did not watch one snap of this, so I do think that maybe that's a bit concerning. Just looking from afar because because I was kind of just score box watching it. But overall, and UCF just scored a touchdown to get it to 24-20, pending the extra point, maybe 24-21. But overall, Ball State, good win for them. Buffalo, they went ahead and beat Ragnar 69-7. A lot of people are thinking Nebraska and Buffalo face off next week in Lincoln. A lot of people are thinking that Nebraska would be 2-1 going into Oklahoma. Are we sure about that? Buffalo won 69-7. Buffalo looked really good. I mean, they were. And I don't know anything about Ragnar. I'll be honest. but they looked really good. Buffalo did. I do not know if Nebraska's winning that game against Buffalo in week 2, but and the extra points good for UCF 24-21, Boise. But why does it keep on scrolling on top? I don't need to see the score update. But Buffalo looked like a really good team from the highlights and everything. NC State, they went ahead and beat South Florida 45-0. Um, I called on this game because the Boise State UCF game was in a weather delay. It was storming there down there in Orlando. NC State looked good. I mean, defensively they looked pretty good. Offensively, they were doing a good job. I would say this about South Florida: they did have a shot there with Tim McLean to go ahead and score, at least get a field goal on the board, but he threw a horrible interception. The quarterback play from South Florida, they ran 2 quarterbacks out there. It wasn't good. So I do think that South Florida is in for a long season personally. But NC State, good win for them. I believe they have Mississippi State in the non-conference at some points. Maybe it's a week 2 or week 3 game. So hopefully, and we'll be sure to pick that game. But good win for NC State. Way to start off the season 1-0. And they covered, which is good as well. We did very good with the spreads and the picks so far, even though it looks like this Boise State UCF game is going to come down to the wire. East Carolina and Appalachian State. Appalachian State, they won and covered 33-19. They covered that 10.5 point spread. This game, in my opinion, I looked at East Carolina. They're just not that good of a football team. Appalachian State, I mean, they did basically whatever they wanted to a fault, kind of. I mean, Grant, East Carolina, they did. I mean, they're not like terrible, but they're going to be towards the bottom of the barrel when it comes to the American there. Um, their defense is terrible. They gave up 226 rushing yards. Um, I mean, that's just unacceptable for any team really. So overall, East Carolina not really impressive them. Appalachian State, they got the victory. They're 1-0. I don't like how this scoreboard thing is acting for me here. Let's see. We had a FCS upset a FBS. UC Davis went ahead and beat Tulsa 19-17. I did not see this coming. I thought Tulsa would win this game. I know Tulsa, they lost a lot from last year's team, but I still thought they'll at least get this one. I didn't watch any of this one. I will have to go back and watch this one. But overall, good win for UC Davis to get a win against the FBS. That's pretty good. UC Davis, I know that's kind of I think that's one of the better FCS schools, if I'm not mistaken, for football. But if you're Tulsa, I don't know where you go from here. I believe you have Oklahoma State on the schedule. They're beating you, and I don't know what you guys are going to do in the American. You'll probably beat South Florida from what I saw today, but man, that's a tough loss there. Tennessee, they went ahead and beat Bowling Green 38-6. Good win for Tennessee. It was nice to see Neyland Stadium's basically sold out. I don't know if the upper deck was sold out, but I know the lower deck was. And it looked like Tennessee was rolling. It was like 6 minutes left. They jumped out 14-0. It looked like they were rolling cruising to an easy win. Give Bowling Green credit there in the second quarter. They fought back some. They got to 14-6 at halftime, but then Tennessee kind of just ran over them there in the fourth quarter, and the third quarter. Really, the second half, 38-6 Tennessee there. They didn't cover Tennessee. I mean, it was a 37.5 point spread. I thought that was way too much, but we'll see what Tennessee does. They have a big game next week against Pitt, a Pitt team that I think is actually decent. So if they could find a way to beat Pitt, they could go bowling. And then 2 more games, some Group of Fives versus some FCS. New Mexico, they got the win against Houston Baptist, 27-17. Good win for New Mexico. I don't know why it's keep going. Whenever there's an update, for I believe this Boise State or UCF game is screwing up. I don't want it to, but New Mexico, they got the win against Houston Baptist, 27-17. Good win for them. I didn't watch a snap of this game, but good win for New Mexico. Way to go out and start your season off 1-0. And then FIU, they went ahead and beat Long Island University 54-10. Good win for them. They were not a good team last year. Way to go for them to go out and start their season 1-0 as well. There's 4 games going on right now, give or take. One of them's in the fourth quarter. It's the Utah Rebel State game. Utah started out this game slow. There was a rain delay or weather delay, I guess, because you do play in the rain. You saw if you watch any of the Ohio State Minnesota game, that game was played in the rain. But there was a weather delay for I guess Lightning. Utah State, I mean not Utah State. Utah, they were down 7-3 when that happened. They kind of got off to a sluggish start. It was 19-7 at halftime. Weber State did go out and kick a field goal, get it to 19-10, but it looks like Utah at this point is just cruising. It's 40-10 right now, about 7 minutes and change left in the fourth quarter. Weber State has the ball to try and drive down the field. But it looks like Utah is going to get a win, but give Weber State credit. They can return the kickoff against Utah there. Their first special teams moment of the year after Utah got the ball and went ahead and kicked the field goal. Weber State caught the ball and basically kickoff returning for a touchdown, 7-3. UNLV, they're beating Eastern Washington right now, 6-3 with 11:55 left, and then Arizona State's being Southern Utah 21-7. Still in the second quarter of that game, 11:09 left, and then your live update for this. I'll talk about this Boise State UCF game real quick. Boise State, they're up 24-21. They just punted the ball back to UCF with 9:40 left in the third quarter, 9:39 left in the third quarter. This game, UCF's got off to a really slow start against them. I mean, UCF got the ball early. They had a nice deep pass. They ran the hurry up offense that Gus Malzahn loves running, and then Gabriel just didn't throw a good ball, and there was a 100-yard pick six in the game. Boise State went up 7-0. Then they went up 14-0. Here, I'll get the scoring plays here. They went up 14-0. Boise State did in the let me see, in the first quarter, and then they went up 21-0 here early in the second quarter. But then UCF started striking back. They got to 21-7, then 24-7. It's 24-21 now. They had a nice drive to end the half to get to 24-14. You look at this game. This game's gonna come down to the wire, in my opinion. I'm gonna try to stay up to watch the whole thing. I'm not gonna watch it along with the stream. Even though if you guys have a bunch of questions or comments to me, I might be able to last. But I'm gonna try to stay up to at least catch the rest of this game, and I'll talk about this game some tomorrow during the Friday post game show after I guess the North Carolina Virginia Tech game. So let's see what we have going on. How you doing, Dylan Flame? Is Mini going to be this good this year? I think they could be. I think outside of Ohio State, which you just saw, and in their own division of Wisconsin and Iowa, I will give them a very legit shot, like at least a 40% shot against anybody else in the Big Ten. I don't know about Penn State. I know you guys beat Penn State in 2019 if you're Minnesota, but and maybe in Michigan, but I mean they're definitely one of the better teams in the Big Ten for what I saw tonight. I mean, at the end of the day, PJ Fleck is the type of guy that he needs his guys in there to his type of players to go in there to win ball games. And if he doesn't have his guys, as you can see last year, probably more due to COVID more than anything, it goes south pretty quickly. But they were able to hang around this game for a while until like the final 3 minutes. Syracuse Buffalo Sports, how are you doing? NC State looked good tonight. Yeah, they looked good tonight. They did look good tonight, but it wasn't that hard looking good against a Pee Wee football team. In South Florida, and you say in your next comment, they have god awful quarterback play. They really do. Maryland, they play at 3:30 on ESPN against West Virginia at home. So I can't wait for that game. There will be pregame, halftime, postgame for that. The halftime is only going to be like 5 minutes. It's either going to be me very happy or me very angry. But overall, I can't wait for Saturday. It's going to be a big day, capped off with the Clemson Georgia game there at 7:30. But basically, when they come on here, give you all a recap of this game, of the what I saw between Ohio State and Minnesota. Took some notes, basically gave you my 2 cents on it. I think Ohio State, they gotta get off to a faster start against Oregon next week. And Minnesota, they'll beat Miami of Ohio. If they can go into Colorado and beat them, they should be set up to. I don't know who the other non-conference game is, but I'll get that here for you all. But it's probably a nobody because I'm not remembering who it is. It's Bowling Green. Yeah, they'll be Bowling Green as well. But they could go 3-0 in the non-conference. I look at the Minnesota schedule. Excuse me. At Purdue, they will be favored in that game. Nebraska at home, they will be favored in that game. Against my Maryland Terps, they'll be favored. Northwestern, maybe they'll slight dog in that game. I mean, they could go into Northwestern as with one loss. They could go into on the road against Iowa with one loss as well on November 13th. I mean, their back end of the schedule is really tough with at Iowa, at Indiana, and Wisconsin. So they could go into those final games there 8-1. So it's a tough November. They do get Wisconsin at home, and I did predict them to beat Wisconsin at the end of the season during the preseason predictions when I went game by game. But that back stretch is hard. But they're probably favored in just about any other game except maybe the Northwestern game up to that Iowa game. So we'll see. If they could be 8-1, from what I saw, at worst, I think they're 6-3 going into those final 3 games. So I think they're a good team. I don't think they're a great team, but I think they're a good team. I think they could get to 8 wins. So we'll see about Minnesota. But basically, can't as I said, want to come on here give you a recap. I'm gonna end the live stream now. I'm not gonna come back to recap this UCF Boise State game. I'll recap that tomorrow during the Friday live stream, which is gonna be whenever the North Carolina Virginia Tech game ends. But can't wait for Saturday, as I said. I mean, there's so many huge games. I mean, that 3:30 slot, you got Alabama versus Miami, you got Indiana versus Iowa. You have at 4:30, you have Louisiana versus Texas, and you have my Terps playing West Virginia in a big non-conference game as well. So can't wait. It's gonna be a fun weekend. It's gonna be a fun Saturday. And basically, that's all I have. Thanks for watching the video. Hit the thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel. Greatly appreciate you do that. We're trying to go to the channel. Thanks for watching. McD the Beast signing off.